In a blistering new episode, South Park has once again lived up to its reputation for fearless satire, this time setting its sights on none other than Meghan Markle. The episode, which aired to millions across North America and beyond, delivered a brutal roast of the Duchess of Sussex, painting her as a hypocritical, fame-hungry figure whose actions contradict her carefully curated public persona. The animated series didn't hold back, and Meghan, reportedly infuriated by the portrayal, is now said to be considering legal action. But if South Park has made one thing clear, it's this: the gloves are off. The episode, titled The Worldwide Privacy Tour, follows a fictional royal couple who bear striking resemblances to Prince Harry and Meghan. With matching outfits and eerily familiar accents, the characters go on a global media campaign, ironically, to demand privacy. This blatant contradiction is the central punchline, and it lands hard. Through biting dialogue and savage scenarios, the show exposes what many critics and members of the public have been saying for years: Meghan Markle craves the spotlight she claims to detest. What makes this portrayal so effective and damning is that it doesn't rely on cheap shots or unfounded rumors. Instead, it mirrors real events. From the Oprah Winfrey interview to the Netflix docuseries, the parody draws from Meghan's own choices. One scene shows the animated couple banging drums on a talk show set, screaming about wanting to be left alone while launching yet another book. It's a comical exaggeration, yes, but it's also a stark reflection of how Meghan and Harry's actions appear to many. Public reaction has been swift and divisive. While Meghan's loyal supporters rushed to condemn the episode as mean-spirited and sexist, a growing number of viewers applauded South Park for saying what much of the media refuses to: that Meghan's brand of victimhood is highly performative. The show's creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, are no strangers to controversy, but their latest work taps into a cultural fatigue around celebrity hypocrisy, especially when it comes from those who simultaneously court and condemn media attention. What adds to the sting is how the show implicitly contrasts Meghan with other members of the royal family. While the late Queen Elizabeth II was widely respected for her restraint and sense of duty, Meghan has come to symbolize a new wave of royal celebrity, one driven more by commercial partnerships and emotional PR than public service. And it's not just Americans who are noticing. Across the UK, where royal traditions still hold sway, the South Park episode is being seen as a kind of cultural pushback against the couple's relentless media presence. Even more telling is how little the South Park creators had to fictionalize. Meghan's controversial decisions, stepping back from royal duties, signing multi-million-dollar deals with Spotify and Netflix, launching a podcast about the difficulties of being labeled only to later end the deal prematurely, all provide a treasure trove of material. The writers simply stitched these moments together into an exaggerated, animated narrative. The effect? A ruthless but undeniably accurate critique of a public figure who often contradicts her own narrative. Legal experts have also chimed in, with many noting that while Meghan may be enraged by the depiction, she has little legal recourse. Satire is protected under both US and UK law, and South Park has a long history of lampooning celebrities, politicians, and even religious figures without ever facing successful lawsuits. In fact, attempts to silence shows like South Park often backfire, drawing even more attention to the controversy at hand, a PR risk Meghan's team surely understands. This episode might mark a turning point in how Meghan Markle is portrayed by mainstream entertainment. While she and Harry enjoyed initial sympathy following their royal exit, their continued public commentary, much of it contradictory or self-serving, has eroded that goodwill. The South Park roast is simply a cultural reflection of that shift. It holds up a mirror not just to Meghan, but to a celebrity-driven culture that rewards confession over character and spectacle over sincerity. In the end, South Park has done what it does best: pierced through the noise with sharp satire that exposes uncomfortable truths. For Meghan Markle, the message is crystal clear. The world is watching, not just what she says, but how often she says it and whether her actions ever truly align with her words. Whether she embraces the criticism or doubles down in rage remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure: South Park didn't just mock Meghan Markle. It challenged the very foundation of her public persona. And judging by the global reaction, a lot of people were ready to laugh. And laugh they did across social media. Clips from the episode went viral within hours, racking up millions of views and igniting fierce debates. Hashtags like South Park roasts Meghan and privacy tour parody trended worldwide, while commentators, both political and pop cultural, praised the show's brutal honesty. Even some former Meghan sympathizers admitted that the satire hit uncomfortably close to home. The timing couldn't be worse for Meghan, who is reportedly planning a relaunch of her brand after the collapse of her Spotify deal and lukewarm reception of her Archetypes podcast. The episode didn't just mock her contradictions, it exposed them. It stripped away the PR gloss to reveal what many now see as calculated image management. The constant victim narrative, the selective storytelling, the relentless monetization of grievances. South Park laid it bare in the most unforgiving way. This cultural moment may signal a broader shift. Audiences are increasingly rejecting inauthenticity no matter how glamorous the package. Meghan's anger at the episode is telling. True privacy seekers rarely wage war against cartoons. If anything, the backlash suggests her carefully controlled narrative is slipping, and no amount of damage control can fully undo the impact of a well-timed punchline that resonates with public sentiment.